the league challenge this weekend. And first of all, with 6 or 7 games to go, any side from kind of 7th up could be in the top 3 at the end of the weekend. Are you surprised that even this late in the season, it is so close from positions 2 to 7?
Yeah. I think you'd have to say. I say yes. I mean, normally the league does split a little bit more than it has. I think it's funny. We go to Premiership meetings at the start of every Premiership season, and most of the facts and figures show that the Premiership's probably the most competitive rugby league in world rugby. And I think what you're seeing is a real, almost like that really highlighted to the nth degree this season. I think the only thing that's probably spoilt it in some ways is London Welsh dropping away at the bottom. If London Welsh had 3 wins and they're around that 20 points with the bottom 3 sides, you'd look at the league and it would be unbelievable competition, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting. But I think we're kind of coming to this stage of the season where we're really enjoying that. We're really enjoying the fact that I think each game means so much. And I look at the way the players have trained the last 3 or 4 weeks. I look at the way they talk and their body language, and I think they're really looking forward to the big games. I know some people have said that we've got one of the toughest run-ins of all the teams around the top end of the Premiership, but the truth of it is you can look at that very positively. It means that we've got the opportunity to take points off everybody. That's very much how we're going to look at it. We're not going to look at it and say, oh, we've got a killer run-in, we've got to play all the top teams, everyone else is going to pick up more points than us. What we're going to look at it as is we can take more points off everybody else around us than anybody else can. Every win we have almost becomes an 8-pointer rather than just a collection of points when other teams are collecting them. So, because of the fixtures we've got, a lot of what's going to happen this year is going to be in our hands. That's a great place to be in. To be at this stage of the season, as you said, I think 6-7 rounds left, in a semi-final, in a quarter-final, and placed 4th in the Premiership. Well, you couldn't really ask for much more. But what we have to do is take that challenge head on and enjoy every game and relish for all of it. That's what's going to be key for us. It's going to be a fantastic experience for everybody, and I've just got I kind of hope and I believe that we've got more than enough in this to make sure we're in this battle right to the end.
There's 11 other teams. You've got to play them all twice at some point. But the one team of those other 11 you've still never beaten in the league is Bath, isn't it? And I don't want to call it a hoodoo because it's probably not a hoodoo, but it's the sort of stat that people like me and him will trot out every time you play Bath until you beat them. How nice would it just be to finally stop us, if nothing else, from kind of saying you've never beaten Bath in the league?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's never been something I've been overly worried about because you kind of never look at a season based on one game, and our progression in the Premiership has been very good, and it's not been a stepping stone that's hindered us achieving anything else. We haven't beaten Bath in the Premiership, but we've beaten them in the LV Cup a couple of times, and one of them was an important game away from home at their place in a semi-final. And potentially, if you look at our development as a club, that win was probably more important in some ways than some of the Premiership losses we've had against them. And so you've got to kind of put it into perspective and into balance. Obviously, this weekend it would be great to win, not so much just for beating Bath, but because of the points we could collect, and it's a home game and we've got good home form. And I think we'll concentrate on that more than we will the fact is Bath. The fact that we've had a good record at home, we're collecting points quite nicely. The league is very, very tight, and we don't want to drop suddenly 3 or 4 places with a poor performance. We want to stay in there fighting. So we'll concentrate on all the positives we can get out of the game rather than worry about a defeat when we don't beat Bath again.
Is this the best time to play Bath, with 5 players in the England squad and 4 having started the last England game?
Well, the truth is, there's no point running away from it. You can't hide from the fact they've got some very good players who are missing. We've only got Jack Noel away, and so potentially you've got to say yes, it's a good time for us to have them particularly at home. That said, everyone's also very aware of the strength of the squad at Bath, and when you still look at it, there's still plenty of international quality players in their lineup. So it's and to be fair, they're a club who won't make any secret of the fact that they're quite prepared to have a lot of England international players, and as I said before, they'll be quite prepared to build a squad around those guys being away and expect to still do very well and finish towards the top of the Premiership. The teams that win the Premiership, they deal with these situations, don't they? Saracens have dealt with it, Leicester have dealt with it very, very well in the years, so have Northampton, so have Harlequins. So the truth is, whether there's ever a good time to play anybody, like you say, we've all got to play each other, we've all got to play through international periods, and the shake-up happens at the end of the year and we see where we all stand, and the important thing for us is just to play well enough to make sure that we're happy with where we shake up at the end of the year.
And the fact that you've played them relatively recently in the Premiership, it was the final game of 2013, it's only like 2 months ago. 2014. Does that help you? Because it's relatively recent.
I would say probably not really. I think we probably, not going to say lost our way, but we got a couple of things wrong in our performance base kind of in that period around Christmas. We just dropped off our intensity a couple of areas that we've picked up on and we've highlighted it in training in the last few weeks. I think we've got back on top of those. I think they're going to be the areas that are going to be very important against Bath. Our retention of the ball and how our set piece goes in particular. And I think that'll be our focus. Our focus won't so much be Bath, it'll be ourselves and what we want to achieve. We've done that the last couple of weeks. It's been very successful for us. And I think that's got to be our focus over the next couple of days. Just make sure that what we've talked about, we make happen on the rugby pitch. Bath will be doing the same. That's the beauty of sport. They'll try and stop us doing what we want to do. We've got to try and stop them what they want to do and force our game plan on things. And we've done that. We've done that well for a couple of weeks, and it's nice to be going into the game in good form. As I said, it's nice to be going in there in fourth position. And the truth of it is, we've got the opportunity to overtake Bath. Bath have got the opportunity to go under us. So I want to look at it that way more than I want to look at it any other way.